I prefer laid back lounge music over like hard, sharp sort of coming at you kind of tone.
It's so weird that you like hip hop though, because that's like, I feel like the foundation of hip hop is like, fuck you, I'm the best.
Yeah, I mean there's a decent amount of ego in it, but I actually used to watch a lot of rap battles on YouTube. I think there's some really talented guys.
Rap battles are sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, they are often hard and sharp. I don't know, I mean, I like that too sometimes, but I definitely way prefer like what I just played, Acid Raindrops.
Uh-huh.
Real laid back. Do you like Bob Marley?
Of course, man.
Okay. Well, I mean, you probably like his message, or I mean, his music's just great too, but you see what I mean? Like, his tone is what I like as far as music goes. He's just chilling.
You like music that's like you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, I got a song to play. Can we play a song? I know we're on the podcast now, but...
No, we would have to... No, it's not... I don't think it's compatible.
Remember afterwards. Hold on. Gotta think about it.
What you just said was pretty interesting. Does everyone listen to music that's like themselves?
I personally don't think I did. Like, I personally think I really like the aggressive side of hip-hop. I like the Eminem and the Tupac that are just coming at you and, like, I'm going to show you why I'm better than you and, like, just lay it all down, you know? And I'm not like that at all. I don't know. Yeah, to me, I like seeing a glimpse into someone. Am I?
I mean, I feel like every kind of self-realization that you've talked about is kind of like revolving around that a little bit. Like,
that is true. That is often how self-realizations happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not trying to judge you or anything. Just trying to,
no, that's fine. That's interesting.
Trying to bring up cool points.
I would say you're more competitive than me.
Just one more note on this subject.
Yeah.
I think I definitely listen to music that's like myself. Like, just calm, just relaxed.
Yeah, that's true.
Whatever.
Did either of you guys play sports as kids?
Yeah.
What'd you play?
I played soccer, baseball, basketball.
All the same. And bowling.
Yeah.
Were you guys competitive with it?
Could have been more so.
Honestly, I just became kind of lethargic in my teenage years for whatever reason. Probably just, I don't know, I mean, I just wasn't living in, like, such a feeling, like, school was, like, I was just, doing it because that's what everyone does, but, like, I didn't want to be doing it. And, I just didn't have, like, a particularly amazing life outside of that.
Yeah, I think we were both kind of unsatisfied with life, and we didn't really take initiative to, like, be awesome at something.
Yeah, definitely. Well, video games.
Well, video games because we had nothing else to do, and it just like default.
No, we had other things to do. We just didn't do them.
Yeah, because we didn't.
We didn't think to do them.
Yeah, we didn't think.
What video games did you play? I was a Nintendo kid. I played every Nintendo system, pretty much.
Oh yeah, we were Nintendo kids. We played PlayStation and a couple computer games.
Yeah,
lots of PlayStation games.
I played a lot of Blizzard games, and this is so hilarious. So that breathing exercise that Lance told us.
Yeah.
I was doing it the other day, and it's like, you do a bunch of breathing, probably like, I don't know, 5 minutes worth, and then there's like a climactic end, and you exhale all the air, and then right before that happened, I just got like a flash in my head of Blizzard, the company for the games.
Whoa.
It was so random.
What?
And I just remembered it now, and
That's weird.
It was absurd. Yeah. I played a lot of Blizzard games.
Yeah, we played a lot of Blizzard, a lot of PlayStation.
Yeah.
Crash Bandicoot, namely.
Yeah.
I had the Nintendo Power Pad thing, where, I don't know what it's called, where you stomped on it. Like, you could do it was supposed to be like, the game was World Class Track Meet, it was called. And there was this pad with 6 red buttons and 6 blue buttons. And it was they were labeled like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for each player, so you could play 2 players. And you just moved your feet like to make the guy run, and then you could jump hurdles, and you just jumped in the air, and there was all these weird track and field games.
That actually sounds like some pretty sweet virtual reality.
Yeah, but like even as a kid, I kind of figured out like the thing to do was just like to kind of lean against the desk and go like that. like it wasn't, so I wasn't really running, and so my friends who were like way faster than me and stuff, I could be like, hey, come on over, let's play this game, and I could just smoke them because they didn't know how to do it at all. But that was the trick, pretty much.
That's a very coming at you sort of attitude.
Yeah, it is, and also there are a lot of spots in video games where, like, you can use cheat codes, and there are a lot of spots where you can just like get a little hood. I don't know.
Are you making reference to mushrooms?
No.
It's funny. When you said cheat codes, I instantly thought of saying that to Chewy after we did mushrooms in Toronto. I think while we were doing mushrooms, I looked at you and said,
Yeah.
Does it feel like psychedelics are a cheat code to life?
It really, I mean, to me it does, completely.
Yeah, it's like we're playing the game and here's a 1-up. you get something extra. Like,
yeah, you just take the blinders off and just merge. Pretty amazing.
You were definitely making that reference in your head between cheat codes and mushrooms. I was not.
Yeah. I assumed you weren't, but it seemed like a funny thing to say. And also, yeah, I was strongly making that connection, so.
Yeah.
I like how colorful your backyard is. It's red, green, and blue. And the fake grass is actually like looks nice, I think.
That was one of, I mean, yes, you're right. I appreciate the compliment, but in the forest, that is like accentuated quite a few magnitudes. Just the beauty of the different colors.
You realize you could easily just have real grass, right?
I don't know that it's that easy, but I think having fake grass is really stupid. Like I want to get rid of it.
But like I feel like if you Googled how to have grass in Las Vegas, like real grass, you would get somewhat. Like it wouldn't be that hard.
Definitely. Yo, people grow banana trees here. People grow like nut trees. And it takes like a decent amount of work, but you can definitely do it.
Where does most of the what's the easiest place to grow produce? Like it has good weather.
California, or I mean, at least that's where most of it gets done.
Okay.
I think some of the Midwest too.
Yeah.
I guess Washington or Mexico. I mean, I guess stuff grows on the East Coast as well.
Is that what's the optimal thing to grow here? Is nut and banana trees?
I think so. Not certain. I believe you still have to work to shade them from the sun at times of the year like this, so they don't just get destroyed. Yeah, I think that would be the biggest issue with like a regular flower, or I guess some flowers like bloom on that street though.
Yeah.
Is it a real thing that certain foods from certain areas taste better? Like, I think whenever I go back to New York, I have to get pizza. I have to go to the bagel spot because New York delis on a bagel sandwich is just the stone cold nuts food. And New York pizza is just amazing. And I don't even bother to get pizza out here, like, ever. Like, really, I just don't eat pizza out here because I'm like, I'm not going to waste, like, stupid calories on pizza here. I'll just eat a lot of it when I go back to New York. Am I wrong to think that? Like, is it all in my head, or is that a real thing?
I mean, it might be a real thing. I've heard a number of people say that, pizza on the East Coast. I'm up from New York as well. I would typically agree. Yeah. There's some good pizza here. I don't know if you've been to Grimaldi's ever. I think that place is pretty good.
Where's that at?
Eastern.
Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah, I like that place.
I think it's good, but no, not as good. Like,
I think Libretto's best pizza I've ever had.
I've never had that one.
Toronto.
Oh. Yeah, that place is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that place had lots of cool extra stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a really good place on Fremont Street called Pizza by the Slice. That's the best pizza I've ever had here.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Fremont.
Interesting.
I'll check it out.
Somewhere around Fremont.
I think, like, so you definitely, to a degree, are enjoying like the nostalgia of being back in a place that gave you positive feelings previously when you were getting the food there. And based on my experiences with mushrooms, I'd have to say that we are always merging with our environment, but we don't always realize it. I would guess that plays a decent role in why it makes you happy.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I think, yeah. Dude, Toronto is awesome for food. Like,
Yeah.
Toronto's awesome because we had Donnie cooking like once a week at least, and he's just the best. And he's like, "Hey guys, come on over. I'll make you tons of great food, and yeah, and like, you can hang out in my house." And I'm like, "Sweet, that's fun." And then we have like Fresh is awesome. The Fresh and Wild place is awesome.
And just a number of amazing
Well,
restaurants.
yeah, it's right in the middle of a city. It's yeah, that's sweet. I feel like
Yeah.
Vegas isn't as good.
For
Eh,
food.
It's more expensive though to go to like a nice place in Vegas.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, probably would have said Vegas has better food like a year ago, but I've come to like that kind of dining a lot more. Like a lot of the great places here are like super extravagant, like long tasting menus, and that's cool. But it's like, I don't know, it's not really my go-to form of meal.
Yeah. Yeah, like I'm sure expensive restaurants are the nuts. Like I've been to a few. I'm sure you've been to a lot more. I feel like.
Been to a decent amount. Yeah.
But like, I don't know. You don't feel you feel a little uncomfortable. I feel like just because it's like, oh, you're at a super fancy place. It's like you're stupid. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it really just depends like what kind of group you're with and how often you do it.
Yeah.
And what's your motive? Like, yeah.
Meals with friends are sweet though.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
It's one of the best things.
Especially when you don't lose credit card you love. That's the
Yeah.
sweetest.
Yeah.
I get the idea that the most expensive restaurants are just a money suck of their customers.
Well,
They
definitely,
just try to
they're
back
just
it
using
up.
some guy's name, and they're making like, basically, as price increases, I don't think food taste increases.
Yeah. Definitely
So
not.
yeah, it's a disproportionate increase of.
Yeah, you're basically just going there for that environment, I guess.
I remember here in
Because-
college, I don't know if this is a real thing or not, but I heard that a theory of economics was that if you price something as second highest on the market, that's really bad because it'll always lose out to the people who want the very best, and most people can't afford it. And so, like, there's certain studies that, like, if you put a shirt out for $15, it'll sell X amount, but if you put it out for, like, if you put a shirt out for, like, $50, it'll sell X amount, but if you put it out for, like, $150, it'll actually sell, like, a comparable amount, because people are like, oh, that's the one to have. That's the best one, obviously. It's the
Yeah.
highest price.
Huh.
I wonder if that relates at all.
Yeah,
So-
it seems like it would.
So which shirt people profit the most? The 150 or the 50?
Basically saying a lot of people will choose whichever one's the highest price when they're choosing like a high-end one.
Oh, okay.
Simply because, I want to go to the very best.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
like-
do the people manufacturing that $150 shirt make more money than the people manufacturing the $50 shirt?
Well, he's just saying
That's
it's
the example.
comparable.
My example's probably too wide. It should be like 50.
No, I was just wondering
100 and
which side
125.
works. Like,
Well, we don't know.
should you be the guy producing the $150 shirt or the $50 shirt?
I mean, it's just hypothetical. It's hard to say.
Yeah.
But like, remember when
I'm interested in the answer.
I don't know if there is an answer. It's like,
I'm interested in.
what town are you
researching
selling
that
shirts in?
area more.
You're what?
Don't worry about it. Okay. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say when I used to just be a clown and just buy the most expensive thing all the time. Like that's why that strategy works, because I wasn't the only guy doing that. There were other people clowning it. That's why.
Yeah. But do the average Joes outweigh the clowns? Is the question, I guess.
It's like a Venn diagram. There's overlap.
But the average Joes aren't buying either. I guess that's the point. Like if there's a shirt store and there's shirts that are $10 to $15, that's what the average Joe's buying. And then there's shirts that are $50 to $60. That's what the upper middle-ish class is buying. Then there are shirts that are $100 plus, and some of these shirts are $200, and some are like $600. And the theory is a $600 one will sell more than if you would put it at $200, simply because the people that are going to spend that much on a shirt are people that want to say, look at me, I bought the most expensive thing in the whole store, and so you might as well just go and be the most expensive.
You know, that's something apparently that clubs do. They just have drink packages for like $500K. So these like insane celebrities can just go and be like, yeah, Dom, what up? I'm pouring fucking alcohol on the ground. Yeah, I mean, that's just I guess in our society that's like very consumerist. That's just a strategy that works out.
Man,
You just get people to splurge.
think about how different weed is and all psychedelics compared to alcohol. You would never smoke a lot of weed and be like, yeah, I'm going to go dump a bunch of weed out to show how baller I am. That's just not a thing at all. Like, it's not even a consideration ever. Like, not in the slightest.
Yeah, it's true. That's an excellent point. Can't
Oh,
argue that.
man. Imagine if it was just like alcohol and you'd like throw it at girls that were walking by that you liked.
Well, it even took the alcohol industry a while to evolve into that sort of madness.
Uh-huh.
Alcohol and girls and money just distort your perception.
Story of deception.
Distort your perception.
Distort your perception.
Strongly.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And like,
I guess everything distorts your perception. Everything that happens to you.
well, yeah, I mean, yeah, we're judging a bit to say that it's silly. Well, I mean, I'm just speaking from experience, having been in that situation, and just been like, yeah, the most expensive thing, of course. So.
Yeah, I still have like a $1,500. I think we've talked about this before. I still have a stupid $1,500 like diamond silver necklace cross chain, and like an $800 bling blingy like cheap watch, but with like a bunch of diamonds around it to make it look nicer probably. And like, I just am never gonna wear these things ever again. And so I should probably sell them because they're just sitting there.
Yeah,
That'd be a
why
good
not?
idea.
Yeah.
You should take them to the pawn shop,
Yeah.
the one that's on television.
I feel like they must give less than market value because they know they're on TV, and so more people will come to
But
them.
you're not an average Joe.
What's that? Just so I can be on the show?
Well, first of all, it doesn't matter if you're on the show. I assume you're going to troll the guy regardless. That's probably going to be
Now I'm
hilarious.
just trying to. Yeah, my mind instantly went to, oh, what can I do? Like, I could demand the most outrageous price ever, and then whatever he offers, just be like, oh, okay, like first offer. That would be such a bad strategy.
That would be the funniest strategy and the best strategy for TV, though.
No, that would be a great strategy if you were like, you'd have to deadpan it though, like $5,000, and then he'll just be like, I'll give you $1,000. Sure, yeah. Maybe you could go even higher. I don't know. It depends how you dress. Like if you come in looking like real disheveled, and you're like, 10,000, bro. 25,000. Come on, man, I need this.
Dude, okay. I'm not good enough of an actor to pull this off, but it would be awesome, like, to dress up and pretend like you're a rich guy, like, bro, don't insult me. Come on, offer me more. Or, like, I'm gonna walk out, like, just act like so absurd.
It would be funny.
Yeah, there are a lot of routes that you can take that. Get on TV, perform some absurd acts.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of shows are designated for exactly that purpose.
Yeah. They'd soak it right up.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if television's the industry I want to be foraying into, though.
No, definitely not. Maybe just like one time to get a message out.
Yeah. I did a pretty poor job of that my first go around.
Oh well.
Poker-wise, not so much.
What was that referencing?
2 months, 2 million.
Uh,
I mean, it was awesome. I would never have it any other way, but like that's. I sent a message of who I'm not anymore, so. I mean, it was who I was at the time, so it's not disingenuous in any way, but I don't know. It's like a feeling of, yeah, I was part of that whole system of, reality.
yeah, I don't know if I've watched like half the first season, I think.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if I've seen every bit like you're referencing probably, but yeah, that has to make you very vulnerable. I think it's also got to be a limitless opportunity to be like, no, look, I can explain, like to give yourself, now people that see that you can explain yourself very well and be like, yes, I did this wrong, yes, I did this right, I'm okay with this, and that it speaks well of your growth, and I think people will actually like that when they see that.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I agree.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, I definitely not like embarrassed about it in any way. It's just sort of something that happened.
That's the reason reality TV targets like 18 to 25-year-olds so much. They're like, hey, the time in your life where you're most likely to be sex crazed and be drinking all the time, come and do it in front of cameras and make really bad decisions and share it with everyone. You know,
Yeah.
it's like
That's exactly what they do.
It's truly an insane culture when you look at it from this perspective.
I applied to be on The Real World. I didn't even like make the first cut or whatever. I just sent in a video.
Uh-huh.
I was just like, oh, my name's Asani. That's a weird name. They'll pick me for sure because they love people with weird names. That didn't work out as well as I had hoped, but yeah, I guess it's a good thing I didn't get on that because it would probably be horrible.
That'd be interesting, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I remember Jason Silva said one day, like, smart will be the new sexy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How much do you think Jason Silva practices a lot to sound so amazingly smooth at like reciting?
I don't think it's something you can practice. That's just who he is.
Really?
I think so.
So you think like he talks about like everyday things, like you could be like say he's never played poker before and you just start teaching him poker, like he would just talk back and get that like excitement and like quick learning about like that's just him, who he is?
Maybe. I don't know about that. I think he gets that like extra oomph from being passionate about like the things he argues.
Yeah.
Just what he loves to talk about.
Do you think it would be disingenuous if that was a whole like real persona and like you talk to him in real time and he's just very stuttery and not as, or is that just like
No, yeah,
cool?
I think that'd be awesome.
That's fine to do?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's being a better, like, he's coming off better,
Yeah, yeah.
from my perspective.
That's true. I think so.
Yeah, he's a fascinating guy to listen to.
I guess I asked that question because we both recently saw the movie or the documentary Kumare,
Mm-hmm.
and that has me thinking that a lot about how like the messenger isn't important at all. It's
Right.
just the message.
Yeah, and we miss a lot of
In
messages.
everything.
And the person who receives the message is the most important.
Uh-huh. We seem to want to glorify the messenger so much, though.
How so?
I mean, every religion, you know what I mean? Yeah, religion.
Is that potentially just us stuck in our monkey minds, like going back to like hunting and just respecting the leader and like alpha male type of thing?
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be. I mean, we have to have a lot of misleading genetics that don't apply today, right?
Yeah, it seems like there are a lot of things in the brain that are like inclined to just manifest themselves in various parts of your life, and until you acknowledge it, it just like continues to do that.
I guess this is really scary to think about in a way. The future of science and technology, what it's going to bring is we're going to figure out through science and through being able to integrate with technology how to rectify all these shortcomings in the human brain. And we're going to have a social conversation very quickly about the morality of it all and how we should approach it. And like, we're just not prepared to have that conversation.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, at this point, with the current state of affairs, I don't see that there would even be a discussion. It would just be whatever was decided.
I mean,
Unfortunately, that's what goes on.
Yeah. It's interesting though, definitely, because, well, I mean, I think with where Google's going with like glasses and then actual chips in your brain, that presumably would be pretty similar to the Matrix or something of that like intensity. Maybe more like Minority Report. I really don't know, but there are definitely a lot of people who. Yeah, I mean, people would just go for that for sure. Like many people. I have no idea how that would turn out. Maybe that's the singularity.
man, imagine being different guys along the way who, like, imagine the moment they figure out something that's like the missing step. Like, there's one step that we've been missing as a civilization to cure AIDS, and then there's a step to eliminate this problem. Imagine, like, all along the way, there's going to be like one single person probably that's going to, with the help of others, is going to have a breakthrough moment. It's going to be like, that's the way to do it, and it'll add to our collective knowledge more.
The next Einstein.
Yeah.
I think we have those, but what we don't have is everybody willing to listen.
Yeah, that's true. Like, Tesla did boss it up. He did a lot of shit and didn't get credit.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure there's other guys like him that we just don't listen. Oh, there was one guy, yeah, I mean, I don't remember his name at all, but he invented some sweet vaccine that saved, like, a ton of lives, and he easily could have patented it, but he was just like, no, like, just save lives.
Yeah. I read that as well.
Yeah.
He would have made like $8 billion.
Yeah, something outrageous. I think that's sweet. I mean, it says a lot.
But unfortunately, it probably put $8 billion in the pockets of people that are not in the best interests of, or like, people like Joe Rogan always says, smart people make stuff, and then like dumb people use the stuff that the smart people make.
That is very true. That is a common occurrence. Have you seen, speaking of Rogan, the guy who was on the show that talked about AIDS?
I started. It's one.
I think Brian Callen was on the episode as well.
Yeah, I started watching it, and like half hour, 45 minutes in, I just felt like this guy sounds really smart. I'm sure the other side sounds really smart, and I just have no way whatsoever to discern true. Like, I just don't know enough. Like, there's an order of magnitude gap between me and the knowledge necessary to understand this, and I don't feel like putting in the work, and so I turned it off and put on a comedian or something.
Yeah, I did the same thing. I was fascinated by it, but I eventually came to a very similar conclusion. I don't remember. He had a pretty thick accent. I want to say he was from somewhere in Europe.
And what was he talking about?
How AIDS is not, like, basically we're misinformed about what AIDS actually is. It's some sort of different thing happening within the body. Yeah, I didn't take much away from it.
Unfortunately.
But since you brought up AIDS, it made me think of that.
I feel like people can. The good thing about today's day and age, basically 100% through the internet, is that every single idea can get out there. Like, this guy with this idea that we're just like, man, I don't know, dude, like, whatever you say, maybe I'm not really going to care enough, like, go get more people that believe your side and then I'll listen to you. You know, like, that's kind of our perspective on it. He's still, like, I don't know, I bet, like, 500,000 people at least have heard this message now because of him, right?
Yeah, I mean, a ton of people tune into his show.
So, if it's right, like, the message should get spread a little bit. It should start gaining traction.
Yeah, definitely. Like, somebody who's more informed, like, has AIDS or something, like, contacts him and then gets the ball rolling a little.
Yeah, I think that's why we're in an age where we're going to make such rapid progress. Like, that's the root of it all.
But that guy needs people that are willing to listen and actually put in, like, effort, because, like, you guys watched it and didn't.
But we're so far from, like, the AIDS community.
I know, but so is everybody else.
No,
Unless
untrue.
okay.
Untrue. Definitely untrue.
Okay, sorry.
We're when you think about it, 500,000 people, there's going to be, I mean, a couple people at least who are just, so, like, an aunt has AIDS or something, you know? They have some more like further connection to.
Yeah,
Or they're like
but
medical
those people
students.
are just, they have to work jobs and they have to take care of their family and stuff, and they don't necessarily have the time to.
But if they're passionate
So-
enough about it, I mean, everybody has
Yeah,
free
that's what
time.
it takes, I guess.
Not everybody, but yeah. Yeah, that's kind of what I realized is a lot of life